Hello and welcome back to Rage Gaming and a new Elden Ring build video. With the recent patch of 1.09, somehow claws got better. They made them even stronger, with a simple and yet massive buff to their damage, in which they increased all damage of all claw weapons, which is just insane. There was a downside though. They nerfed the poise damage of heavy attacks and running heavy attacks of the claw weapons, but only in PvP specifically. That does suck though, because the running heavy of both fist and claws, that was a sort of lifeline to get combos going because of the poise damage and how quick it would come out, and they have tackled that in an effective way. But that doesn't stop claws from being a powerhouse with a very strong double hit special of the Raptor claws, which also have increased range due to their size, and combined with say bloodflame, of course it's going to hit hard. In PvE, this is insane burst damage, 6k from standstill, or maybe over 20k in a full combo. That's very impressive. Match that with our Ash of War pick, Thunderbolt. This allows us to benefit from long range lightning, which is very spammable for only 10 FP per use, and scales best with Keen, meaning we can max out our decks for optimal DPS and hit really hard from really far. So this is just an insanely strong build in both sides of the game. Let me show you how and why. Where to begin with this build in PvP? I guess we'll start with the basics, the claws, and the moveset and the feel of that. While it is true that we have the nerfed poise damage on say the running heavy, we do have that increased damage overall, and you can really feel it. The raw damage of these claws is nasty, and of course if you get a combo off, it's going to be really good because we have bleed build up, we have the fire, the blood flame, and if you get a proc, your AR is going to get higher, and we have successive hits, so any chain of hits is going to boost our AR, so every following hit hits harder. Overall though, I find myself using the running attacks most of all. They still feel incredible. You can rely on the light attack version for the super fast from standing, really quick attack with the reasonable range. With the specific claws that we have, our range is okay, comparable to say daggers, so obviously not massive, but that's pretty good in this current state. If you're able to get say a running attack on someone and they have low enough poise for them to stagger, you can do a standing combo and that will absolutely destroy them. Or if you miss the running attack and they think they can now punish you and you just trade into them with a standing combo, again, really good. Standing combo is going to be a really high burst if you can ever get it, but because this is a lower poise weapon and not a massive range weapon, it is hard to do, especially against heavier poise armor users or heavier weapon users. That's why we need to be a bit clever about when we go for the full standing combo, off the back of a missed swing, after staggering someone, or even intentionally trading because we think we can get the attacks out quick enough. Anytime you hit someone maybe 2 to 3 times in succession though, is going to be such high burst that that's what makes it worth it. Then we have the running heavy. In this case with this weapon, even with its nerf poise, it's still insane. It's this kind of double strike. You swing down with one weapon and uppercut with the other, and that comes out really quick and hits hard. So you're getting a double hit for the damage of a heavy attack and also the bleed build up on a double hit and the successive chain hits, and if you can go into a standing combo after that, it's pretty much GG for anyone. So the basics, the moveset, is feeling very good, even as simple as that is, you know, running and standing combos and the mind games you're using on that. It feels like you can go from 0 to 100 so quick, and that is so deadly and scary, even with the nerfs to say the bleed build up and the pop that you get, how much AI you get from White Mask and the Talisman, is still so strong. Then we have our Ash of War, the Thunderbolt, for the range sort of surprise damage, which comes out really quick and hits well. Also, this works as a fantastic mid or long range pressure suddenly, especially if someone's going to cast or buff up or maybe take a flash to get their mana back. Really easy to punish them. And it's a chain caster, meaning the first use is going to be slow, but then the follow-up second and third, if you do it quickly, will be a chain cast, and that comes out faster, and that's really good. The damage can be annoying to deal with, and seemingly the hitbox is nasty too. I've seen people roll it in what I thought was a dodge and still get hit by it, and the damage is going to be say 400 to 450 or even higher. You get a couple of those off, you've halved someone's health or more really quickly, and it doesn't even cost that much FP. So I've been very impressed with Thunderbolt in PvP for that range ability, and again how quick it comes out and how quick the chain casts are. And that's kind of the basis of the build in PvP. There isn't like a lot to say because there isn't like tons of options. You just have the standing combo, the running attacks as a baseline, and maybe some finesse around that, and the really effective Ash of War to catch people at range or even up close if they think you're going to attack them after a swing, so they roll back and then you do a slower Ash and that catches them. That works too. So I found this pretty easy and straightforward to play in PvP, extremely effective and very dangerous, and obviously very fun too. On the other hand, we have PvE, where, yeah, the insanely strong standing combo of a really quick fast attacking, successive attack, bleed build is obviously going to be good. But we can enhance this with the maximum DPS by starting with a running heavy. That'll do the double strike, so now you've got bleed build up, maybe a proc, and you've got successive hits going already. Then you go into a standing light combo, which just goes really quick in maybe like 8 to 10 hits. That's a lot of successive hits, that's a lot of bleed build up, that's a lot of raw damage, especially after the buffs, so it's pretty insane. Anything that can one cycle a new game plus Godric has good DPS. So even though our bleed burst is lower, even though White Mask and Talisman doesn't give us as much AR, this is still strong enough to pull off, say, 20k burst in a full combo easily, and that is very respectable. Then you have the benefits of, say, the utility of your range damage with the Ash of War whenever you want it. Not only do you have it pretty damn quick from standstill, but it's very solid damage after a few chain casts. What I thought would happen would be, say, like 600 damage per, a bit of chip damage that's good, but you should not underrate this like I did. It hits for an insane 1000 or more per use, and you can get 2 to 3 of these casts off before a boss can recover, say, in a longer punish window, or just to start a fight at any ranged opportunity that you have. That is insane range DPS for a melee build like this, and I really did not expect it to hit as hard as this. I've been very, very impressed with this Ash of War in general. And again, yeah, that's it. You've got your standing combo, the running, and the Ash, and it's so effective, and yet so simple. Much like I felt like in PvP, it's just so easy to play and so insanely strong. I think this might be one of the best, if not the best, claw build that we could think of right now. And the thing is, the PvP nerf to the claw poise has no relevance here. You're never going to stagger a boss anyway. Your damage, though, that's just literally better. This is a straight buff to its PvE potential and its DPS. And with the slight improvement to the range using this specific weapon, the Raptor claws having the longer range, it makes up for other claws having a shorter range in general. So yeah, whether it's PvP or PvE, I cannot sing this build and this playstyle enough praise. Claws are feeling incredible in 1.09. And we're already here at the point where we need to explain the build. So obviously we are using the Raptor Talons, but they're actually in Keen. We're not using them, say, in Thunder or Lightning. This is because they actually scale incredibly well with Dexterity at an A scaling. And that boosts the power of the Thunderbolt anyway, so it's just really simple synergy. We have our Weightless Seal with the Dragon Communion Seal, the White Mask for the improved AR that we get when a bleed occurs, and as much poised heavy armor as we can get away with our endurance number. I went for the Beast Champion set with the Altered Chest Piece just for the slight weight reduction. For our talismans, we have the Shell of Alexander for Ash of War damage, successive hits with the Rotten Wind Sword Insignia and Millicent's Prosthesis, as well as the 5 dex that it gives us. Of course, with the bleed build, we also have Lords of Blood's Exaltation, again more AR whenever a bleed occurs. In the Flask of Wondrous Physic, we boost our lightning damage and our successive attack power, and the Incantations, of course, a Golden Vow for the damage buff, and Flame Grant Me Strength for the same reason. Also boost the fire damage we do slightly with the Bloodflame Blade buff, so that's very nice. And then lastly, we have our attribute points. 60 Vigor for the PvP we do. As always, I would recommend maybe 50 if you're just doing PvE only. 16 Vigor gets us a nice 100 FP. 20 Endurance is what's allowing us to wear this heavier armor to actually allow for the poise for trading. We don't level strength at all, and we're at 75 dex that's boosted by 5 to get to the soft cap of 80, thanks to Millicent's Prosthesis, the Talisman. Then we have 25 Faith for our Incantations to buff our damage, and 10 Arcane to be able to use Bloodflame Blade, and also the Seal. And those are the stats. Quite straightforward build. But there you have it. That is the build shown and explained in full. What do you think? Like I said, I feel like this could be, if not is, one of the strongest claw builds in existence. Both for PvP and PvE. It's just so effective. Something that's so smooth and simple, doesn't rely on a ton of gimmicks, and addresses, say, its weakness of range with the Ash of War so smoothly. So I really recommend you give this build, or claws in general, a try in the current patch. I feel they're definitely competing with daggers now, whereas fist weapons are definitely falling a bit behind. Either way, if you have enjoyed the video, do drop a like on it so we can keep making more build videos for you. For now, I've been Hollow, you've been you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.